I've always lived my life by where I was, where I'm at, and where I'm going to go. And, and now it's become popular, right? But I've always lived my life that way, man. And I live life to the fullest, man. If you don't take any risk, you're not going to fucking get anything, man. I use my own money to finance that my restaurant, you know.
No, you have to take the risk, bro.
That was
there's
a
no
big
reward,
fucking
dude.
risk for a restaurant. You know, people don't do that in restaurants.
No,
it was during COVID.
Fucking.
So, I saw that when he did that, like from the taquero to the, I was like, God damn. Brick and mortar.
So like I knew a lot. So I was a contractor in California. So I used to do restaurants and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And the basic restaurant dude out there costs about $1 million to do in California, bro. What is it out here, dude?
I don't know for mine. And I went into this old Subway. It already had walk-in refrigerators. I had the counter and I go, man, I'm gonna come in here and I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna open up a fucking restaurant, right? Because that was my dream. It's always been my fucking dream.
Yeah.
But I ended up paying like $75,000 cash out of my pocket.
It's not bad, but it's out of your pocket though, so it's a lot. It's a lot.
But it was a small restaurant, man. Like maybe 800 square feet. Mm-hmm. It was like a small Subway, you know. And I had everything customized because that's how I wanted it, you know. Yeah. And when I sold it, it was like a big old weight off my shoulder because I was a hands-on kind of guy, and I want to be the dude making the salsas. I want to be the one cutting the meat because we're cutting the meat. I was making homemade tortillas from scratch, and everything was from scratch. I'm a hands-on kind of guy, but by the time when I got offered some cash, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna sell it. You know, I make some good money off of it too.
That's good, dude.
But the day when I had walked out of that shop, it was bittersweet because I'm like, fuck, man, that sucks, man. But then again, I'm like, holy fuck.
But you built it, but you got the rewards of what your work, dude.
And that's what I wanted. I wanted to open up a restaurant, and I did it.
And you can say you did it.
And I did it.
Yeah. I got another question for you, dude, because you did the catering, you got the truck, and then you had a brick and mortar. I see a lot of people do that are really successful with the trucks, but then they switch over to the brick and mortar and they don't last, dude.
They don't die out. They die out.
And I've always thought to myself, like, fuck, why would you, if you're doing good in the trucks, why would you get the brick and mortar? Because then you have all that overhead and shit.
Right.
So what's like from your perspective? What's a better way to go, or what do you think about that, dude?
A food truck is great, right? Because if it's not working out, you could always fucking go somewhere else.
You could go where the people are and shit, right?
Somewhere else, right? A brick and mortar, you can't do anything, right? Like you said, you have overhead. Mm-hmm. You have to carry extra insurances, and you know you got to pay for this. You got to pay for gas. You got to pay for all kinds of fucking electricity, employees, blah blah. 10 employees, food truck trailer, maybe 4? Yeah, 3. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're gonna sell, and if you can't sell it, then fucking start create a catering business out of it. Yeah. So for me, the best advice I could give somebody that's getting into the business is start catering first. Mm-hmm. You know, and then get into the food truck. Yeah. Because catering is where the bread and butter's at, right? But you also want a food truck, so you could, like me, I have a food truck and it's parked outside my house, and I go in there and that's where I do all my prep because I got a big fucking trailer.
Oh, it's nice. You don't got to do it in your house, or
you can't do that. Number one, it's against the law. Yeah, yeah. So I do it in my food trailer. I do everything out of there, and you know what kind of chaps me every now and then when I see people selling food, right? Mm-hmm. And I love them to death, man. That's how I started, right? Sell food, fuck it. You know, obviously I started at my house too. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, but after a while, then you gotta make it legit, make that jump.
You gotta decide whether
right. But at the end of the day, I'm spending money on a fucking $1 million insurance policy that I have to carry for my business because venues ask for it.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, you gotta have the bonds and insurance.
And then I pay my employees, so I gotta get them on payroll. Sometimes if they're not, I give them cash. But at the end of the year, I gotta pay for it. Yeah. If I don't pay my employee through bank or whatever, I gotta pay for that taxes. Yeah. You know, and they pay me with a credit card, then I gotta pay
the processing fee.
Yeah. The process and the tip. So they give me tip, and I don't give it in a check, a form. Then guess what? I gotta pay for that tip at the end of the year. Damn. $7,000, $10,000, whatever it accumulates, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, my best advice is start small as a small catering business, right? And if you like it, then jump to the next step. Me, the way being a taquero, right? Like, it's great because I have the taco cart. Obviously, I could take it to your backyard, cook there. Yeah. You can't take a big old fucking food trailer, especially these small little neighborhoods. You can't take a food trailer. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Park it there. You want to be intimate with people, and you want to be able to cook and be like, oh fuck yeah, you know, you get all the experience.
And you speaking with the people, you'll get potential customers.
Right.
Oh, yeah. You put on a show and shit, dude, fucking with the spatula, like Benihana style and shit, or what?
You know, the train deal?
Fucking throwing the jalapenos behind your back and shit.
The onion volcano?
But we do have like morcajetes, the real ones, and I've seen a lot of people that they carry the plastic ones, and that's what I try to like. I'm proud of that. I go all the way.
Yeah.
You know? I want people to have the best experience with us every single fucking time. You know.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I want them to have the best experience. You know, authentic morcajetes, the cazuelas, the real ones, and you know, I'm there cooking in a real fucking taco cart, not a Blackstone. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not knocking those guys that are using the Blackstone, but you know, if you're gonna charge some money, then give them the best.
Yeah.
You're gonna charge the money, right? But with us, that you know, if you want a food trailer, then I'm there. I got a food trailer too. I'll go fucking park that bitch right there in front of your house. If that's what you want, I'm gonna charge you a little bit extra.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'll go do that. You want a taco guy? I'll go in your backyard. I'm there. You want me to go inside the fucking venue? We'll cook on site, and then we'll take it inside. So you know, I give everybody
Options.
Yeah, they got options.
man. And I could do that, right? And people that don't, just people that have food trucks and they don't give people options. They don't like, man, I can't do it. I'm sorry, because I can't park my trailer in your backyard.
Yeah, don't fit everywhere. Different circumstances.
Right, and I try to cover all bases, man.
Would you go back to a brick and mortar or?
I would, man, but I need, and I would. I think just because I'm a little bit smarter now, then I would hire somebody to just like, you know what, you need a manager to manage everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you need a cook and give the recipes and fucking be done with it.
Yeah.
Instead of saying like you said earlier, oh, my grandfather created that recipe, or my, you know, that's handed down from the Aztec gods. The Aztec god came and gave it to me, you know. But
yeah.
no, you know, because in that industry, in the food industry, people steal recipes all the fucking time.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
They tweak it to their own.
Yeah, yeah.
But none of the stuff that I made is original. I mean, I might be the first person that brought it, but I stole that idea from California.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it. Can you do it the best, though? You know what I mean? And then you put your own spin and shit on it, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think that's a great thing about cooking, because you have your touch. People always ask me for my recipe, and I give it to them. It's simple. And my dad's like, "No seas pendejo. Don't be giving away your shit for free." I go, "Dad, I can give it to 10 people, and you'll get 10 different flavors."
Dude,
Exactly.
some people just have a fucking touch, bro.
Right.
No matter, like, it could be toast, bro, and it's better than the next toast, you know what I mean? For whatever reason. Oh, I like that, bro. Quit it. No, but seriously, bro, some people just have that fucking, that touch for cooking, dude. Like loving it, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And nobody can mimic that, dude. They can have the recipe, do it to the T, but they just can't mimic that
It'll
shit,
come out
dude.
the same, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
You have to have a passion for it, because if you don't, I mean, just stick to fucking bologna and cheese. Because if you fuck up bologna and cheese, you have
Hey,
no
there's
business
people
in
that
the
can
kitchen.
fuck up bologna and cheese, bro.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying.
There's
If
people
you
that fuck that up,
if you
dude.
fuck it up, don't go in the kitchen. Just stay outside.
Especially some of these girls these days, you guys need to learn how to fucking cook, bro. Tell your grandma to teach you how to cook, because you guys are fucking it up.
Bro, the grandmas are partying with the manga teaching
It's
shit.
true, dude. The generations now, dude. They're in the club.
Yeah.
Man, I remember
grandma's
growing
like
up.
40 years old.
Yeah, we're fucking like 40 years old, huh? And still in the club wearing fucking
Yeah.
Ash Trevino, dude. There's one right there, bro.
My favorite.
Yeah, man.
That little mucus moco.
Why you hating on her, bro? You know you want it, dude.
Hell no, bro.
Quit it, bro.
It's like my brother would say, ni con la tuya y el otro empujando. Hell no. Not even drunk, bro.
Ni con la tuya.
I don't believe it, bro.
Oh,
I
don't believe it. Please believe it. I would rather eat the stuff that they take off my feet before with that. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, she's pretty bad though, bro.
Yeah, no, she is. But I mean, going back to cooking, you really had to have a love for it, you know. And it's like I told you, we're talking right now, it being therapeutic. I love it, man. Growing up, had a big family, and cooking, we would watch like in amazement. We'd see my grandma getting down, and that lady could get down like nobody's business. But that's what we grew up with, and we can all relate to. We had family that would get down in the kitchen, and that was for me, that was fun. Like I loved it. But all the men in our family, we all cook. My dad,
right.
and you know, and that's one thing that I think lacks nowadays. But growing up, my grandmother, she taught us how to wash our own clothes, how to iron, how to clean, how to mop, how to cook, how to do your own thing. Because she's like, I don't want you to grow up and not have a woman and be looking like a damn homeless person. Nothing against the homeless people, except for that motherfucker that hit my boss's truck.
I don't like.
I'm
the
looking for your
homeless
ass.
bro.
But I digress. Growing up, she taught us valuable life skills, you know, and that's what I think is lacking now. And that's why you see so many people that don't know how to cook or don't want to learn how to cook. Because you can learn.
Right.
You know, you can learn how to say the N-word and do stupid shit online. You can learn how to cook. But I mean, growing up, we would be with the fork and the weenie burning it on the stove because you
Popping.
saw, you see the wiener or the bologna with the bola.
The bologna
Mexican
scream,
hat.
bro.
Yeah, the Mexican hat.
The bologna scream, bro. Yeah, if you ain't never heard bologna scream, you ain't one of
You,
us.
you don't know. You don't know nothing about the struggle.
You know
If you've
what's-
never had a crispy dog, get out of here.
Oh,
Don't talk to me,
shit.
bro.
I don't know what crispy dog is, dog.
they don't have those
Fuck that is.
We got to take a race.
What is that shit,
Rice
dude?
puffy. It's a Mexican corn dog, right? It's like it's just a tortilla, corn tortilla, and you cut the weenie in half. In the middle, stick a piece of cheese, and then wrap it and fry it.
I never seen that.
You should eat it with mustard.
Okay.
Bro,
Pretty good.
it's good shit. Trust me, you'll like it.
I'll have to try it, dude.
That's it's just one of the things like here, the crispy dog is something that we grew up. I with my job, we go and sell product to different grocery stores or different and independent stores or distributors. And I'll never forget this one time I was in Houston. We were at a corporate office meeting, and the gentleman, an older white guy, was like, I don't understand why the hell these weenies sell so much. They're 3 for 99 cents, and y'all buy the shit out of it. And I like that he said y'all because he said Mexicanos. He just didn't want to say Mexicanos.
Crispy dogs.
He goes, y'all buy the shit out of it. I'm like, well, sir, you have to think about the Latino culture. Normally, it's a family of 8, and that's being light.
Right.
I go, but the housewife goes and shops, and she has to shop for the whole family.
Yep.
It's not a T-bone steak. It's I'm gonna buy what I can and make it stretch. I go, so she'll buy about 10 packs of weenies. I go, but we ate that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He's like,
weenies
you
and the
eat
eggs?
hot dogs for breakfast? I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
the
sir.
eggs, bro.
I go, they dice up the franks, fry them up a little bit, add some egg, sauce, tacos. Y'all eat that shit for breakfast? I go, oh, yeah. If you never had it, my grandma would razzle dazzle, bro. She would cut up the wiener and then she put like a tomato sauce with onion, a salsa, and then she do sunny side up eggs with homemade refried beans.
That's like
And,
huevos ahogados,
Yeah.
right?
Ahogados.
oh, dude. And it was funny, man. My grandmother would ask my dad, ¿Cómo quiere los huevos? He goes, medios cacheteados. And I was like, don't ever ask him for shit. Stop asking him.
You know, that's a good thing about like even like you. I guess I'm assuming you grew up with your grandparents, right? And then my grandmother raised me as well, and that's why. And my grandfather worked right here at Swift.
Okay.
Back in the day, it was a Swift, and Vato was a carnicero for the big company. They
Yeah.
slaughtered the cows. They brought them in, slaughter them, bring them. So I grew up eating weird shit because from the stockyards over there, like ojos, obviously, right? Lengua, given brains. I used to-
Cachete.
Oh man.
brains, cow brains. Fuck, I used to love the fuck out of
Really?
it.
You
man.
like that shit,
Oh,
dude?
fuck,
Oh, man, I-
Eating cabrito, all kinds of. I grew up eating all the liver, all that shit.
Morcilla.
Morcilla, I love morcilla, man.
Bro.
But when and this is what chaps me, right? When you're on Facebook and somebody says, "Hey, when you go to restaurants," and everybody's like, "Man, well, this place," and then somebody goes, "Well, that place sucks," this and that. Like, dude, why are you killing the business like that? Why?
Yeah.
You don't. Your taste buds are totally different. I understand if you're like somebody like me or you, right? That we eating the weirdest shit. Then you could probably say like, it's pretty good, or no, it's not that good, or my thing would be like, go try them out. We all got different taste buds, man. That is, we're not all the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't fucking bring a restaurant down like, oh, they got the shit. I could say like, man, they got the shittiest. I went to this restaurant, right, and the beans weren't that good. But then I thought about it and I go, man, these beans are just regular beans that my grandma used to make. They were just regular beans.
Yeah.
Frijoles, they're just regular. Now we put all kinds of shit in beans, right? That's why we have frijoles,
Rancheros,
charros, and we had
borrachos.
borrachos, because that's when we stepped it up and we wanted extra badass beans, right?
Yeah.
But if not, you're just going to get bacons and the beans and garlic and that's it. Salt.
Yeah.
Yes, todo. That's the original beans, right?
Yeah.
And I ate some of those beans. I'm like, man, they taste like shit.
It was bland.
They were bland, right? But when I thought about it, like, man, they're just fucking beans.
But you didn't go on the internet and shit on the restaurant, bro.
I didn't do that, man. I would never do that.
Yeah, you could not like place, but that doesn't mean go shit on somebody that they put all their time and effort and money
I
into
hate
something,
that
bro.
shit.
You know what I mean?
The thing that kills me with that, and I've seen it and I've heard it, and I see people, and I'm like, why would you do that? Like, did you talk to someone at the restaurant before you voiced your opinion? Right. Then after that, then if they were rude to you, then slam them.
I mean, if it's bad service, bro, and they're shitty service, and that's one thing. But
You don't chalk it up to the game.
But hold on. You're old school, right? Mm-hmm. So if you go on Facebook and slam a restaurant for being assholes or whatever, even though you talk to the managers, are you snitching?
I wouldn't go on there and do it, but
I
like,
agree with you.
Yeah, because I'm not a snitch. I'm not gonna go and like, oh, the manager just like, no, fuck him. I'm not gonna go back.
Yeah.
And if somebody tells me like, nah, don't go back. Fuck that
bro,
place.
don't lie. You know you got Yelp
But-
on fucking speed dial right
Under
there, bro.
somebody else's name.
Somebody else's
name.
Some chick's name.
Anonymous fucking
Una viejita,
Yelp.
right? The picture of an old lady con curls, con pinche rollers.
You're like, this place sucks. You should try
This
Mi
fucking
Frijoles. They're the
ma-
best.
Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean. That's your screen name, Mr. Bean.
El taco vato.
But
That's what I call
El vato barato.
El mero taco vato. I got this this slogan from everything's stolen, right? You know?
Yeah.
I'm a taco eating vato. I got that from you from Califas, right? So the funky Aztec.
The group.
Yeah.
The
Or no, Proper Dose. I got it from
oh,
Proper,
proper
Dose.
those. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
Was proper? Yeah, proper those was from LA, right?
yeah, they're from LA.
Yeah.
But you know, I used to listen to LA shit back in the day because it wasn't here. Cassettes, right?
Yeah.
And because I have family over there and like, hey, listen to this, and like I bump it and people are like,
the hell is that?
yeah, they're rapping in Spanish.
Yeah.
And they're saying bad words. This is badass. Who are they? I go, I don't know. Just found it.
They just gave it to me.
They just gave it to me. You know, the funky Aztecs or
Quinto Sol.
Quinto Sol.
Oh, Quinto Sol. I forgot about this. The fucking delinquent. What were the fucking
Los
delinquents?
delincuentes.
Yeah, delinquentes. I couldn't remember, dude.
Was it that one? Los delincuentes or delinquent habits?
Delinquent Habits.
Yeah, delinquent habits. Psycho realm.
Psycho or Funk Dubious.
Funk
I remember
Dubious.
them.
Yeah. But the funky Aztecs were like, wait, I think they were like, almost from northern because they had sureños and norteños and they would always rap about both of them.
I don't know. I've heard of them, but I can't say that I've heard their music.
I think
to be honest.
they were almost under Tupac.
Maybe.
Right? And then obviously Proper Dose was big. Frost was big back then.
Yeah.
And I know Frost wasn't liked in the northern parts because of he was like sureño. But he was born in El Paso.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I could be wrong, but I don't think he was like involved in gangs and all that shit, dude. But he had the steeler from Southern California.
Because he was from LA. He was born in. Well, he wasn't born. He was raised in East LA.
I heard he was from New Mexico or something, from El Paso and then New Mexico or something.
I heard he was from El Paso, but then again, he grew up the rest of his life in East LA.
Yeah.
So once you're from East LA, I guess people in the northern like, fuck you, you're sureño all of a sudden, right? I mean,
Yeah, there's
I'm not too much of the politics and
yeah,
Califas.
it's
Yeah, that's some
it's
crazy
different,
shit,
bro.
bro.
You
Yeah,
know,
it is.
It's changing. Everything's kind of changing and getting a little watered down from what it used to be, but it's not.
Right.
It's still there though, bro.
Yeah.
But it's not the same like it was. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get it, man. Shit, one of my like growing up in the barrios, man, is like I could relate to the East LA people because that's how it was in San Antonio on the West Side before. And you know, my biggest heroes growing up were vatos from La Pinta.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we have tattoos, right? Because you want to be like your hero, and your hero just came out of prison, did a stint for 30 years, 20 years, and El Vato was Mexican Mafia or whatever. And that was a typical household name in the hood because they were bred in the West Side.
They were made.
In the West Side, right? And if your gente, you know, your brother, your cousin, whatever, they went to the Pinta, majority of the time they're going to be, you know,
Whatever.
they're going to be, you know, fucking Mexican Mafia. Back then, they were so popular that there wasn't any other, like, tango or whatever. It was just them.
Just them.
Right. And those were your, people are not going to like this, but they were our heroes, man.
They were our heroes, bro. I remember when I was that age, I couldn't wait to go to prison, bro.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I can't wait to go. It was like being a football player, bro. You know what I mean?
Right. You get promoted to the next stage,
Yeah,
right?
dude.
And here, I mean, I thank God that I never, like, I ran in gangs and stuff, but
Yeah.
I never got, like, fucking, I went to county, but I never did prison time, and I thank God for that, right?
Yeah, same.
You know, but at the same time, man, like, I wanted to be like these vatos,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like, man, it's like, you know, they came out and the vatos were all fucking brand new jeans and tennis shoes and tofiloreals. They looked quite complected, but they were all fucking tattooed up. And, you know, we look at me now because I'm a product of where I was raised.
The culture.
The culture it became part of our culture, right? And, you know, we're bred to be Aztec warriors and, you know, I'm going to die this for my feet, you know, and that's just how we were bred back then, man. And maybe that's who I am and who we are today, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't give up. We keep fighting, and especially where we're from.
Yeah.
I think that's the great thing that brings us together. Like it's like it's like you head nod someone when you see like, okay, that dude's cool. Like,
Hey,
you know.
Depends what head nod you give. There's
That's the one where
like
is that the one when you look up?
Chingados, right? Or,
Yeah, when you look up, it's over, bro. But if you just do the quick
if
one,
the fuck arms go back
No,
and
no.
the chest goes up, bro.
So if you're in here, you do that like the fuck, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're in LA or what in California, and whereas Mexicano, you're like, the fuck. But if you see another Mexicano like in Idaho, you're like, hey, what's up? You know, like,
Yeah, hey,
like
dude.
oh, he's on the bus now. You
There's
know,
another one.
yeah. Like if I get into a fight, this motherfucker's gonna back me up, right?
Oh, that guy's been locked up. He's over here. He's on work release.
So how do you
That's
do
how
that?
we're released.
The head nod is like, what's up, or ¿qué pasa?
Bro,
Like,
well,
what the fuck?
I saw this thing recently, and they said, man, dude, like when they don't know each other, they do a head nod down, like in like.
Hey, how you doing?
But if you know the person, you're like, you go, you know, what's up? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I've never really paid attention to it, so I don't know, dude.
So, but if you want pedo, you do like, you don't do the whole head nod. You just like,
Now, if you want bail, you just
Yeah, you don't even smile. You just look at him
it's
like,
kind
"Motherfucker."
of it's more in the eyes, I think, bro.
why are we bred that way, right? We back in the hood, right? Like
Tribalism, bro.
Mira este vato ese que te está porque te está tirando clavo, you know? Que me conoces.
I don't think it's like that anymore, bro. But like back in the days when we were coming up, there was like a bunch of roosters let loose on the fucking in the backyard, bro. Just fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Puro pinche
Everybody was all
gallos.
fucking.
El pinche gallo negro.
Everybody had the fucking pilas extra juice back then. You know
And
what I
that's
mean?
the other thing, man. Like we grew up fighting.
Oh
right?
yeah, bro. My son,
Right.
he's 15. Never been in a fight, bro.
Oh.
By the time I was 15, I've been jumped, fucking gladiator.
Shot
fucking,
at.
That, you know,
Yeah,
and that's,
dude.
I caught my son doing the same thing, right? Like, well, not the same thing, but, you know, once again, from the Varrio, blah, 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 all this bullshit, you know, gang violence,
Yeah,
drive-bys, bullshit, right? You know, vatos quemara pinta, you know, all the jazz, right? So we moved to New Braunfels, and it's just night and day.
Oh yeah.
It's like fucking living in
Trump country.
No, America. It's like being like in Disneyland, you know? Like you're coming from the barrio, and like you gang violence, and then like, oh, you moved by in Disneyland, you know?
New Braunfels badass, bro.
I love New Braunfels. It's
Fuck
great.
yeah,
It's
dude.
my home. Like these people in New Braunfels, man, people could say all kinds of shit about them. I mean, not they don't talk shit, but you know, because there's more German people, right? Oh, they're fucking racist. No, I've never been like,
I hear that shit all the time, dude.
and I've never been. No one's ever been racist to me. Obviously, in
You're
New Braunfels.
lucky, bro.
I hear it all the time, dude.
But people had accepted me there so much, was open arms, man. I have so many fucking friends there that are, you know, I can't even tell. I can't even say like it's racist because I haven't experienced it yet. I'm pretty sure it's there, and it's everywhere.
I haven't been exposed to it.
You know, you had never been exposed to it, right?
But
And-
is it racism? Is it just like fucking what's that fucking word I'm looking for?
Cancel culture.
No, where not cancel culture. Where you're just like fuck, dude. I'm sleeping my brain. I have a fucking fucking move on, dude. I'll come up with it, bro. I'm
You'll
using the fucking
remember.
word, dude.
To my story, I caught my kid acting all tough and shit when he was playing this game. And I heard him say, I'm from San Antonio, bro, from the West Side. I go, what the fuck? And then, like, no, motherfucker.
Brandon, shut up.
I go, no, motherfucker, I'm from the West Side. You're not. You're from New Braunfels, bitch.
That's what, you gotta take him to the west side and drop.
You came from these.
Hey, bro, that's when you take him to the
And
west
that's
side and
what-
drop him off, bro.
He was like 6 years old, like, motherfucker, I'll drop you off right here in the barrio. I'll drop you off in the Casiano homes. I will see how you're going to get. And I would tell him like crazy shit. Like, man, by the time you get home, man, you're going to be, you know, blah, blah, blah. And you'll be all
No, Dad.
scared.
No, Dad.
Yeah, no, no. Like,
Send him to the school on the west side for a day, bro.
right, he get beat up. But yeah, I got a great kid, man, and I love all my kids. But you know, that's what's made us, you know, is fucking growing up that way and growing up poor. We didn't know we were poor, but that was just part of life, and we didn't know. But it helps us appreciate shit now
Oh, hell yeah.
that we have, you know,
And how far we've come.
how far we come,
And we want the best for our kids.
we want the best for them.
I don't
but-
want them to go through my shit.
But maybe that's why they're fucking kind of, my kids kind of like, yeah, you're a little bit fucking an idiot, bro.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I think-
Nothing is snappy about
Yeah,
that,
dude.
you know?
I think you're probably the same thing, dude. Like our kids are spoiled, bro. You're probably in the same boat. That like my kids eat sushi and shit, dude. I didn't know what sushi was until I was like fucking in my late 20s, bro.
Same.
You know what I mean? And they know all this different shit and get to try experience all kind of stuff we didn't get, bro.
Like getting vacation, like what?
Nah, dude.
No, I'm taking my kids to California all the time now. You know, I've taken
Yeah.
them before.
Dude, we go back to school like, where'd you vacation? And go, what the fuck is that? You didn't go anywhere? You didn't go camping? You didn't go to Disney World? Bitch, you're lucky we went to Leon Creek. We didn't go anywhere.
You know, the north side was like, where did you go after Christmas? Like, where did you go on vacation? And here is like, what did you get for Christmas? Like, oh my god, nothing. a bag full of pecans.
So fucking-
The walking.
I got a
fucking
badass
tamales and
Christmas.
shit.
I got a badass Christmas stocking with oranges and pecans.
That's the one, yeah, the
and the
cinnamon
cinnamon thing.
Yeah.
The candy canes.
Right.
I was like, pinche stocking on them. I can't stand those things. I see them. I get flashbacks, right?
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, I
Back in
got the
your days-
same thing again.
Back your days in Nam or what?
Yeah, dude, but you know what? Like you said, growing up, I didn't know we were poor. I thought everybody ate the same shit.
No, man. Like my grandfather was a carnicero, so we always had. I live with my grandmother, so we always had fucking meat and shit. When I lived with my mom, like, fuck, man, I'm poor. You know, like, hey, go get $2 of bologna. You know, she give you $5.
That's when you can do that.
With the estampillas or what, dude?
Yeah, no, Stampier's like, no, get fucking 10 pounds of this.
Fucking
10 pounds of
T-bone.
that.
That was back in the day when they have a card, bro. You had to rip it out of the fucking booklet, dude. The little booklet.
Yeah, in the first of the month, que pura enchiladas, tacos, y la verga, y lo otro, puro fideo.
Yeah,
you know,
because we didn't have that bullshit Maruchan and Top Ramen. No. It was fideo, or coditos.
Now it's like this is one thing that kind of bothers me. Like, oh, it's fideo loco. Like, that's not fideo loco. It's like the leftover carne picada from fucking Monday, and the frijoles from Tuesday, and now you have fucking fideo. So you mix all that shit together.
Just throw it together or what?
And Thursday is fideo.
It's prison food. It's prison Thursday.
That's what I said. At the end of the day, bro, it's capirotado.
It's a spread.
Táscale todo. Fuck
Todo from Pasa.
But I mean, that's the thing. You really appreciate it, and it's funny because one day I went to go help out my boss at his parents' house, and we were fixing an archway over the front of his porch, and the mom lover, Ms. Gonzalez, thank you so much. You're the best, Mr. Gonzalez. You're also the best. She's like, I made una comida, no nada especial, but she made picadillo with papas, bro.
Uh-huh.
Fresh beans, salsa a mano, corn tortillas, and I was like, shit.
That's my favorite.
I died and went to heaven. And we're like, can we get seconds? Yeah, go, pa que no sobre. Dude, that was the best. And I was like, don't ever apologize. That is the best food. Anything you make is appreciated. Because nobody does it. And nobody does it like you. And she's like, you're just saying that. I go, no, really. And we talk about it to this day. So his son went to help him plant some grass. And they told him, my boss, they told him, hey, guess what mom's baking for lunch for your son? He goes, what? Picadillo with papa. He called his son, hey, you better save me a plate and not take the rest home. Because that's legendary, bro. But we grew up with that, dude. Picadillo with papa. Shit. Or is the razzle dazzle, calabacita with corn and picadillo.
Picadillo is bomb, dude.
Dude, people, they don't understand.
It's my favorite breakfast, bro. Piece of toast, picadillo, and a fried egg over it, and then some salsa, bro. Shit on a shingle, bro.
Picadillo for breakfast, man?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, on a piece of toast with an egg, bro.
But toast? I don't know about the toast.
Nah, bro. Shit on a shingle, bro. It's good, homie. It's good, bro. You gotta have a piece of toast, bro.
I'm like thinking California people are weird now.
Yeah, nah, bro. It's good, bro. It's good, dude. You never had shit. You never had shit on a shingle, dude?
No, never.
Dad, you have a name for it too?
That's what shit on a shingle, bro.
Hey, what do you call 1,000 Mexicans hanging on the roof?
Fucking
Jingle. I had to sign that one in because I heard it the other day. I'm like, I remember that one.
Fucking dude.
But no, dude. I mean, and again, it's wonderful, Andy, that you joined us. You're the inaugural guest. It won't be the last time you're here.
All right.
But we do want to thank you so much because as much as I support you, you support us as well, and without a doubt, without even hesitating, hey, bro, ponle, let's do it. Let's rock.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And that's why I talked with James. I'm like, we got to get him on first. Has to be the first one. The first heavy hitter on there. And plus, like, dude, anything you do, man, and you know for a fact, I share your stuff, and even you're like, hey, bro, thanks. And it's like just that mutual respect and understanding. And I want to see all my friends succeed, dude. I wish everybody could succeed.
Of course. 100%.
You know, I'll share stuff. I have some friends that are realtors, and they put listings of $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 homes, and I share it, and my friend goes, "Hey, pendejo, you know, ain't none of us gonna apply for that. We're not gonna get approved." And I'm like, "It don't matter, bro." But in the realm of things and in the universe, if you do good will come back to you all the time, 100%.
100%. You do bad, guess what?
If you do bad.
It'll come back to you.
Yeah,
it'll come back to you twice.
Karma's a bitch, dude.
It'll come back to you twice.
Karma comes back all the time, bro.
But I mean, it's great that we're here. And again, I can't stress this enough as far as like the whole genesis. And I know I discussed this with you and me and James when he was hounding me the longest time. Like, hey, we gotta do a podcast, bro. Gotta do a podcast. I need my man time. I need man time.
This is great in here,
you
too.
know. And the whole genesis is we wanted to bring someone such as yourself, an esteemed guest like yourself, where you can tell us, hey, these are my trials and tribulations. I went through the highs. I went through my lows. This is where I'm at. This is where I want to be. You know, that's a great concept to think of, and people should always follow that. You know, where were you 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, now, and where do you want to be? Because you can't stop planning ahead. Because if you do, you
I mean,
will.
think about it, man. I'm already 50 years old, right? Or 51.
Are you really? Oh shit, you look young, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah.
I'm
didn't say
51
that
years
about
old, so
You don't look old like this guy right here. Look, nah, just fuck with you.
I'm about 180 in bar years, bro.
dog years, I'm 200. So I'm 51, man. I mean, think about it. If you fucking live to be 76, the average age, right? And like, man, I don't have that long to live, dude. And time will catch up like this because I remember when I was in elementary, being at my grandparents' house and playing fucking carritos and shit, right? And now here I'm 51 years old, man. I still act like I'm fucking 10, but
Don't we all?
But that's what keeps you looking young, bro.
I'll steal that fucking energy from any youngster.
Hell yeah,
You don't
dude.
want that. You want to go home and sleep? Fuck, let me have your energy, bitch.
Take it.
I'll go hang out and go. I just stopped. I'm not say partying, but I drank, go to bars all the time. It was 4 months that I've been sober,
That's good, bro.
but I was at bars. I don't give a fuck. I love having fun. My saying was like, if you're not having fun, then don't be part of me.
Don't come near me.
Don't come near me, man. I don't want fucking negativity bullshit. And sometimes I get into these weird negative shit, and I gotta get out of them sometimes. And it's hard, you know.
You get a funk.
Get in a funk, dude, and it's not good.
I think we all get in funks, dude. As men, dude, we all get in funks, but we have to keep it to ourselves, bro. You know what I mean?
What's your funk right now? My funk, and I'll give you my example. My funk right now is being on fucking Facebook because being on Facebook or on social media. I think I'm spending too much time on the fucking phone and watching social media. I'm promoting my shit, but at the same time, I'm just looking at shit that I'm not supposed to be looking at. Like, I'm looking at what's for sale or what's people doing. Like, I should not be there. That's 3 hours that I'm on the. Think about it, man. If you're on 3 hours on the fucking, why aren't you cutting your fucking yard? Why aren't you? I'm not riding your car, riding your motorcycle, whatever, not right. Reading a book or something, right? Productive.
Yeah.
I know I got a lot of flack for that, and I've actually gotten better. But at the same time, it's like I know with this project, this organism that we're hopefully growing and expanding and making it bigger and better, it's taking up my time as doing that, and it's been a grind.
It requires.
It's like a baby.
Well,
it requires being on social media too. That's the thing with business. It requires it, dude.
It's part of the business. You got to watch out because it'll consume you. And once you're done with your business, then get the fuck off, right? And me, I'm like, 3 hours too. Like,
well, I'll tell you what the problem is with men, and any man will tell you, we're visual creatures. Yeah. You see, women are smarter than us, and I'll tell you why. Because women will look at other guys, and they're bullshitting you. They say no, but women will look at another guy across the street without you even fucking knowing, because they look with their eyes. Us, we look at a female and we're following them like we work for TSA and Homeland Security and X-ray vision, and we're like, I wonder what she look like, man. I wonder what she look like without anything on.
Now you don't have to wonder though, bro. They're all on Instagram, bro.
Well, not only that, but half of them don't even get dressed anymore.
Nah, dude, Instagram's like.
So, but it's like that's, and we turn, and the wife's talking, and whoever's talking to us, and we're like, yeah, okay, que chingadas. And I'm like, you're right. The best thing that could have happened to me is in front of me, and I get distracted. But that's how men are. We're made that way to be distracted. It's like I saw this comedian talk about Adam and Eve. He goes, I'll tell you how women are. He goes, it's women's fault. He goes, because Adam and Eve were there. He goes, hey, look, Adam. He goes, look at the Garden of Eden. It's beautiful. Don't you think? He goes, yeah, but look at that apple. So she gets the apple. She goes, wouldn't it be great if we tasted it? He goes, why? We're enjoying the beautiful Garden of Eden. Come on, taste it. You don't want to taste it because it's me or what? She's like, so women make you do things you don't want to, and you know better, but you still do it to make them happy. And guess what? You're the one that took the bite out of the apple.
Dirty bastard.
Exactly. I go, but women are sick, and we're creatures of our own. We're creatures of our own habit. We're very visual. And oh shit, look at that. Oh shit, look at that. Dude, I'll turn on my TV at home, and it'll just be on. I'm not even looking at it.
Same.
And I'm on my phone, or I'm on the computer, and I'm like, why the fuck is the light on? Is the TV on? My phone's on fucking red, and I have the fucking laptop. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
It's like that, dude. I just got told out this morning because we were in breakfast and I had my phone on, dude.
I watch a movie. I could watch a movie in 3 times because I'm not looking at it, and I want to watch it, but I'm on my fucking phone.
Yeah.
And that's been happening recently, man. And that's why I say it's like right now it's one of my worst habits I could do, and I want to get away from it.
It's an addiction, bro. It is too. Dude.
It could take control of you. You know how I solved that for myself? I hate going places by myself. That's just me. I'm not one to drink by myself. I can't do that because I can't bullshit myself. I like to bullshit with people and hear their stuff and add to it and tell my shit. But I started going out to eat by myself. I started going to movies by myself. And it's good because it relaxes me and I'm not on my phone.
Hey, as long as you're not
I'm not Pee Wee Herman
intimate
movie.
by yourself.
They shut down those places. No. Like I just went Saturday and I saw the Alto Nights with Robert De Niro. 2.5 hour long movie. I didn't like it. It was too long to tell a story, in my opinion. But it's kind of hard to be into a movie when one character is playing two people.
Right.
And it's just like, man, AI is cool and shit, but you can't fool me with two people with the same person playing another person. But anyway, I went to the movie and I turned my phone off. And when I got in my vehicle, I turned it on. Oh, okay, I got messages. Hey, I was at the movies. Forgive me, whatever. And it's fine. And if it's important, that's one thing I tell people. If I give you my phone number and it's important, leave a message. And if it's not, don't, and I won't call you back. But if you leave a message, I'll call you back. So that's just my rule of thumb. And I think it's rude for people that I call and don't leave a message. I leave a message no matter what. Hey, just thought I'd reach out to you, blah, blah, blah. You know, talk to you later. And that's it. But being on the phone is hard. It's very hard. And then I always say, well, it's work. And I'll start off with, because I report on my stuff on my phone. I visited such and such store, talked to so-and-so. I did this, I found this, I left them this. And then I send it off and like, oh, well, I'm at a stoplight. Let me see Facebook.
It's an addiction, bro. You got to break that addiction, dude.
Right.
But they also, they know what you like, dude. So they throw it in your face.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Algorithm.
Yeah, algorithm.
Yeah. You know what? I think I started doing that just because I have had downtime since January's not too busy for me.
Yeah.
February not, and I think I just like got used to like just the pastime, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. And I just noticed this, like, I don't know, man, like 3-4 days ago, I'm like, fuck, I'm spending too much time on this.
It becomes like a routine.
I need to get out. Yeah, exactly. I just need to get the fuck off. And
what I started doing at night was I started putting my alarm on my phone, and I put it as far away that I had to get up and turn it off. Because if I don't, I swear to God to you, I had a 10-foot charger cord. And I'm like, charge it, and I have the phone.
So you can be on your phone while you're fucking...
So now I pull that motherfucker all the way across. Not that I live in a big place. This is probably the size of my studio right here. And I make sure that bitch is far, so I had to get up to turn it off. And then once I'm up, I'm like, well, fuck. Time to get ready. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a type of person like, excuse me. As a businessman, I like to just get up, take care of my stuff, work out a little bit, shower up, get dressed. Where are you going? Nowhere, but I'm always ready to go, man. I need to get dressed and get ready to go.
That morning shower, dude, that sets the tone for the day, bro.
The day, man. You gotta. If you stay in bed, you're fucked. If you get that phone and you're watching shit and you're just like, man, 9 o'clock rolls around, 10 o'clock, you're fucked.
You're like 15 minutes. I'll get up, and 15 minutes turns into a fucking hour. Easy,
no, don't play a game, dude. That's the worst. You get hooked on a game. I'll finish this level. And,
I don't play games.
I do.
I'll watch podcasts and shit, but I don't play games.
I'm big on Monopoly.
Really? Nah, I don't play games.
That shit's like, bring it.
Is your carga or what?
Yeah, I was like Mr. Brownstone. I don't give a shit.
You guys remember back in the day, dude, when before smartphones, like fucking being at the DMV and you had to just sit there and be all bored, dude?
Nothing, right?
Nothing, bro. But now you go, everybody's on their phone, dude.
Like everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere you go.
People go and eat. They don't talk to each other anymore.
Nah, dude, that's fun. Because we went out to eat, dude, and there was a couple on a date, right? They were eating. And they were both on their phone, not even talking to each other, bro.
They're just there.
It's weird, dude. Like when I'm out eating, I'll put my phone away. You know what I mean? At least I try to. I'm not always conscious of it, but I try to.
It should become a rule.
Yeah, I turn mine off. I'll put off the ringer and I'll just turn it upside down and just leave it there.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what are you hiding? I'm like, nothing. I want to fucking talk to you. What the fuck did that mean?
Right.
I'm not hiding
Why'd you put the screen down?
Yeah, why'd you turn it around? I'm like, what does it matter if it goes off? You're gonna look. I don't want to look. I want to look at you. I want to talk to you.
Right, because it goes off. You're like,
yeah. You're like, hold on. No, never mind. It's ESPN. Go ahead. Like, I don't give a shit. Like,
if I go out to eat, I just put it on the chair next to me.
I'll lose that shit like that, dude.
That's the thing.
I'll lose that shit, bro.
But have you gone for a day or two without even using your phone? I mean, obviously, if you're in business, you can't do that, right? But a couple of hours, I can't really go out like 3 hours without being on my phone. But I'll sleep all night, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Not using it, but you can't just fucking put it down.
I had a dream that I was on my phone.
Really? I do it like this weekend. We're going camping for my wife's birthday, dude. So we're gonna be out at the river, actually in New Braunfels, dude, on River Road. But when I'm out there, like I'm in nature, dude, my phone's not. I don't give a fuck about my phone, dude. You know what I mean?
Thanks for
Just
telling
chill.
me.
But do you have homies here? Like you have homies here? Or?
We made friends.
But you don't have homies, right? Like back home, like, hey, what are you doing? Come on down.
I made a few, dude, but not that I grew up with or no like that. But like this guy, I call him up and we go eat and shit. And then I got another buddy I go do stuff with. But not like, you know, like when you're older, bro, it's hard to make friends, dude.
Right.
Like you make acquaintances, but
Exactly.
like actually friends, like it's
yeah. As I said, I don't have like friend. Maybe I do. I got one or two.
yeah. And then are you married? Mm-hmm. So you're married and kids, dude. It's hard to get any free time, dude. You know what I
I'm
mean?
51. My kids are old.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I'm always by myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't.
No.
I'm always by myself, man. Like, just because fucking everybody's like, you know, do your thing, man. Bye. We're out of here.
How old are your kids, bro?
The youngest is 22.
Oh yeah, so your kids are grown, bro. So
I'm fucking 50. I'm 50.
so you're in your house fuking cooking naked and shit, dude. No worries about it. Huh?
No, I got two kids that live with
Oh,
me.
they still live with you?
Yeah, I can't be doing that.
That's why you got cook naked so they get the fuck out,
Get
dude.
the fuck out.
You're like a baby boy.
Yeah.
You want some scrambled eggs?
Those scrambled eggs. Do the chilito dance right there, dude.
That's what's cool about even like New Braunfels, man. I just, you know, get arrested. I was like, I'm gonna go eat. There's like 1,000 bars downtown, and I don't live too far downtown. I just get in a bar, eat whatever. Fuck. When I was drinking, I'd be all day there.
That's badass if you could just walk right there, though, bro. That's cool.
I can't walk, but I'm like 5 minutes, 8 minutes in a car, right? 8 minutes away from there. But, you know, it's still like Uber, whatever, fuck.
So how was Worst Fest?
Worst Fest is fucking badass, dude. I mean, have you never been there?
I have. I've gotten drunk many times, but as far as like on your aspect, aside from enjoying it, but I know you worked a couple of days, don't you?
No, I don't work there. I never work Worst Fest. So Worst Fest is the grounds. That's what it's called, Worst Fest.
Okay.
Right? It's also a fest. But so we park right in front of Worst Fest entrance.
Okay.
But Worst Fest only happens, I think, for 2
In October.
weeks. Yeah, in October for 2 weeks.
It's just sausages, right?
Yeah, 10 days. Yeah, 10
That's why
days.
this guy's all interested in. He's like fucking
Sausageville.
Our sausage is the one that's being
Oh yeah, that's it. Huh?
Just call me Mr. Meats.
Mr. Meats.
Señor Chorizo.
There you go. I like the salchicha.
Tacos de pito.
But yeah, Worst Fest is fucking badass, dude. It's actually pretty cool. It gets jammed up, but it's still fucking cool, man. Drinking, eating sausage or whatever, you know.
I mean, they have a lot of food. Like
That's great.
the thing, like for example, he's never experienced Fiesta.
Oh shit.
So this will be the first year. So I'm trying to like break them in.
You
get
gotta
them ready.
put him somewhere. I mean, you can't take him just fucking to Market Square. Just
Yeah,
go,
no,
man.
no,
You can't do that.
No, I
I mean,
told-
obviously he's from Califas, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
Oxnard's pretty, you know, it's kind of
Oxnard's the hood.
Yeah, it's the hood. Oxnard's the hood, but it's fucking, you know, it's pretty cool, I guess. You know,
We'll do a daytime Fiesta.
I'm game for it all, bro. Fuck it, I'm a fiesta it up this year.
yeah,
Bro.
fuck yeah, dude. You go during the day, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
At night, it's puro pinche pedo.
Desmadre.
I guess when you're young, it's cool at night. You know, if you're gonna go under the bridge, it's fine.
Yeah.
At night, you checking out the tunes and shit. But,
Oh, during the day you still catch people. It's just a different vibe.
right.
Like I was telling him about the Oyster Bake. Oyster Bake Friday night, badass. Older crowd, a lot of people, alumni, chill. It's dark. It's not like Saturday. Saturday's the whole world was there, and it's hot, and everybody's just
It's
nesting.
hot as fuck.
It's too fucking hot, bro.
Humid.
Even in the night, dude.
It's humid. Yeah, you get.
Fucking
That's why
hot as
everybody has
shit.
ACs here, right? And Califas is like, open the window. Is it like what?
Dude, we went back. Shit, I didn't like in the summer, not too long ago. Dude, this past summer, and it was 75, 80 degrees outside, dude. We were right on the coast, but I was cold, bro, because I got used to it being here. You know what I mean? So I got up there, and I was wearing a sweater and shit, dude. Back in the days, I would have been in shorts and a tank top, dude.
Shit, I stayed at my cousin's, man, and he was fucking in Apple Valley though. Oh.
Oh, it's hot as fuck out. That's a desert,
Desert,
dude.
yeah. I was like, oh fuck. I thought where's the California people talking about?
Nah,
This
you
is
got-
not it.
Nah, you gotta be on the coast. If you go 15 miles in from the coast, dude, it gets hot, bro.
Right.
But if you're right on the coast, fucking
Yeah, we stayed in San Diego, also in San Diego too. It was fucking great, man.
hell yeah.
San Diego's amazing.
I love California just to go visit. You know, I love the whole fucking vibe. The raza's great down there, man. People remind me of the 80s when it was San Antonio West Side because the people are still pretty gente, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
They're like fucking vatos, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And here, like, you don't, like, once again, we were talking about earlier in the podcast, like, the N-word, they're like,
The culture, when I came here, I didn't know there was like, I didn't even think there was homies at one time, you know what I mean? Because of the generation I saw.
right.
So I didn't even know you guys had like a homie culture at one time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we did, man. I mean, we're like I'm not saying me, but I'm still remnants of that era because I'm fucking born 1973 and I got to live the 80s badass. The 90s were great. Then 2000s and I moved the fuck out, but still, man, it was fucking awesome.
It was a whole different vibe.
Yeah.
And we kept Penners in business. They're still in business.
Still in business, yeah.
You want to buy a nice guayabera? Go to Penners downtown.
And they still rock the
Stacy's.
The Stacy's.
It's funny because we're talking about the different type of language. How you would say, for example, your Stacy's. They would call them calcos.
Calcos, yeah.
Los calcos or los camotes because the color, the orange.
Right.
And then it's just different stuff like cops, la chota, el capiro, or just different things. You're like, what the fuck? Like
the jura.
The jura, yeah.
The jura.
So there's chingos of different ways in el canton.
The canton.
There's a lot of words that have been lost, right?
Yeah.
Like we could still use them because we could relate. That's how we talk still.
Yeah.
And the chavalones, they don't.
They can't speak Spanish.
They can't speak it. But I remember my primos were from LA and they were clicked up back in the day in LA, right?
Yeah.
They were
they were from a neighborhood.
Right. They were from a neighborhood. And one of them was in the car.
Yeah.
And they didn't speak Spanish very well. They spoke a lot of English, but the Spanglish.
But the slang, yeah.
The slang was there, but it was tamel mucho. And here we would use more of the Tex-Mex, like the Spanish and English. We use it more. ¿Me entiendes? Like we would always use it. We switch back and forth. And sometimes they were like, what the fuck? And maybe it was them. I don't know back then how it was in California.
No, it's true because people say that. I know they told me that, like, well, he's from California, he speaks different than us. And I'm like.
So when we were growing up, dude, like, you don't want to be associated as a paisa.
Right.
So you're like, that fool's a fucking paisa. You know what I mean? Right. So we like, you didn't. Like, I had homies that their parents were fucking straight from Mex and shit. And they wouldn't speak Spanish, dude, because they didn't want to be looked at like a paisa, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's
that's a lot of pressure too.
But so even going back to here, like that was a lot. Like you growing up, right? Because you say you're from Mexico, no? Mm-hmm. You guys were frowned upon in school. In my school, at least, they were.
Oh yeah, dude, they made fun like crazy, and I was like, well, that's what we brought it up in the podcast where I think that our race was the first race to be clinically diagnosed as bipolar because growing up, we spoke only Spanish at home.
Right.
If we spoke English, my dad would beat the shit out of us.
Really?
And then we get to school, and if we spoke Spanish there, they beat the shit out of us because we didn't speak English. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Y'all motherfuckers got to make up your mind. Right. But in school was worse because not only would they punish you, like they'd give you fucking licks, but they would put you in ESL, bro. With the kids with the helmet and shit.
Right,
I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
That's what you were saying.
Yeah, and they're like, no, well, it's because he speaks Spanish. And I'm like, no, I speak both.
And then you get taunted by us, the Chicanos, the Mexican American or the Mexicans Americans, right? Because we were raised to be like, oh, you're not from Mexico. That's gross. Yeah. You know. They wouldn't say like that. It would be a lot harsher, right?
It'd be worse.
It would be a lot harsher, right? And because we were racist, but we didn't know we were racist, right? Because we were just racist against Mexicanos from Mexico, and we call them names. And now it's like, fuck, dude, like I feel bad, right? Because I embraced that part of my culture now.
Yeah.
Because of the food, I made that. And even though I don't have never had family in Mexico. Yeah. Ever. We were born in my grandfather.
Because of Tejanos.
Tejanos, yeah. And my grandfather, we have a family cemetery in Van Army where our great uncles signed the Declaration of Texas. That's how far back we go to.
You guys were fighting the Alamo and shit, bro.
Yeah, literally, right? And so we've had, and that's not just me. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people here in Texas.
No, Texas or Texans, bro.
It's almost Tejanos. That's how we and it's just so weird because we're bred to be racist. But my grandfather was like, and racist he was, man, and we're all kind of racist in a certain way.
Yeah.
And we hated our own Mexicanos, and my grandfather would talk shit, about people from Mexico, and he would talk shit about blacks.
Yeah.
And that's just the way we were raised.
Well, that's how my grandparents were. Well, my family. Back in the day, they worked in the farms, dude, and they lived in the farms and the camps and shit.
Right.
But they were Chicanos, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Paisas came in and took the job. So there was like Cesar Chavez.
That was a riff.
People don't know that Cesar Chavez was fucking racist as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
He used to go and beat the shit out of the Mexicanos and shit, working in the fields and shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think that caused like a riff back then. Me and my wife were actually just talking about that the other day.
I've never heard the word paisa.
Oh, really?
When I went to California.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I never heard paisas. It was the the fucking like it was Mexican like wetback or
Yeah.
pinche mojao, you know.
Yeah, my grandmother used to call mojaos and shit, but
Which is and now I really find it offensive because I have embraced, like I said, I embraced the food culture,
especially the food, dude. That's
I embraced the food culture, and now I have friends in Mexico, and I've ever since I started cooking even more, I've learned more Spanish because I wasn't really great at Spanish.
Yeah.
And now that I cook and stuff, and I got a lot of friends in Mexico, man. I got a lot of camaradas in Mexico, man. And now I pick their heads like, hey, ¿cómo haces este? How do you do this? ¿Cómo haces esto? And, you know, what part of Mexico are you from? Oaxaca. Oh, man, I love one day I want to go to Oaxaca.
The food looks bomb over there, bro.
I know. I'm like, one day I want to go with the big old cazuelas and las señoras en chingas cocinando and, you know, with all the chiles and stuff. And I'm like, and now that's what I embrace the most, right? And I'll defend my friend from Mexico anytime now, you know, like, hey, don't talk like that. You know, that's not right.
Everybody's fucking intertwined now, bro. You know what I mean? It's not like
But
it was.
Mexicanos now, like I look up to them because they haven't lost their identity, their culture.
Hey, at the same time though, they say we were racist, but they didn't like us over there either, bro. And
right. It's a double-edged sword,
you know?
for us, right? Because Chicanos were hated by them.
Pochos, gabachos, that's what you know what I mean?
Pochos, yeah, they call us, you know, you're a Chicano. You know, you're an American. You're not a real Mexican.
You're a fucking gabacho, you know.
Right, you're not a real Mexican because you're not from Mexico, right? And then you have the white people saying like, "Oh, you're Mexican. You're from Mexico." Like, oh, we Chicanos fall in that that fucking line.
They're in purgatory.
In purgatory,
right. Yeah, we know where we're going.
Yeah, exactly. You're stuck.
But for me now, like I love the Mexicanos because they've held on to their roots, right? You don't hear them saying the N word, and they're about their culture and they're about everything, and that's what we have to embrace. We got to keep on embracing because if we don't, we're gonna lose.
Well, it's getting lost, bro.
It's getting lost.
Even in California, bro, I see it, dude. This new generation.
But it's not just the new generation. It's us, right? Us, because we're the ones in charge of passing down the roots and our food.
Yeah.
We haven't lost our food yet, but it's getting lost.
The culture. I don't know what happened out here, but I can tell you in California, all the older homies started getting life in prison and getting stretched out in prison. So the influence of the older homies right there, like directing and like teaching them, like, hey, don't talk like that or whatever, weren't around no more. You know what I mean? That's kind of what happened in California, bro.
And then the whole music scene hit.
Yeah.
And then they're taking more of that. Like, it's just weird how
it's just a culture,
right?
It's a culture shift.
But it are like the youngsters are getting more involved in another culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not even their culture. They're just getting involved in the music culture part of it.
Yeah.
It'd be different. It'd be like they're learning their culture as far as like, oh man, they were slaves at some one time, and you feel for them. That's why you don't say the N word, right? And to think about the N word where it comes from.
Well, it's just respect, dude. You know,
right? It's respect,
it's just respect, dude. It's
respect.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like if you want to be that kind of like if you want to be a black person or whatever, then learn about their struggles. Learn about their food and stuff. That's great. I love that, man. You know, like Santana, Carlos Santana. Married, a black lady, and he was all about that culture.
He's Puerto Rican, isn't he, or something?
No, it's Chicano. He's Mexican.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is, huh? Because he's from
is it Baja? I don't know where he's from, but he's
I think
from Juarez
Baja.
or something.
I think it's Baja.
Maybe I don't remember, but for some reason I thought he was Puerto Rican.
But anyway, I mean that's just my view in things, right?
Yeah.
It just sucks that we're losing our culture, and they just don't want to learn about.
But I think society in general, bro, because. I mean, people, you say good morning, and they look at you like you're an alien, or you hold the door open, they just walk in like, well, fuck you.
Right.
Or they don't say thank you or excuse me. I'm like, dude.
I think that goes back to the phone, bro. People don't know how to fucking interact, dude.
No, it's just kids just being lazy. Or I understand a kid wearing pajamas to the store, but a grown-ass person.
Yeah,
I was like, what the? Dude, they would kill us like,
dude, I'm sure you were on the same page. I wouldn't leave the house without creases, dude. Without creases, I wouldn't step out of the house, bro.
Those were the good old days for me. I used to be starched up, but I'm a little starchy myself.
Well, I come from both sides of my family, right? Like my grandfathers, which were Tejanos, obviously both sides. But my grandfather was more like a ranchero type deal. He spoke nothing but English and Spanish at the same time.
Yeah.
But el vato carried a Stetson. My uncles too. They had cowboy boots. If you didn't have a cowboy boots, you have to have a cowboy boots in your family, right? And he had their starched pants, but they were khaki pants, right? It was cowboy boots, type of that stuff. And my dad's side, they were more of Pachuco, Chicano,
Slacks,
Stacy Adams,
the
and
Guayabera.
or not even the Guayabera, the wife beater and shit like that, you know. And the Guayabera, obviously, and
My dad would have the little, yeah.
and that's them. So I'm like in the middle. I kind of mesh, like, man, you know what? I'm gonna wear some Dickies and put some Vans on. And
I'm good
like that. I don't have time to be.
It's funny, man, you say that because, but we're creatures of habit. Right. Like I have my work shoes and I have my tennies and I got my cowboy boots.
Right.
One to go out, one to fuck around, and one to work. And that's it. Like I'm not one in the shoe collection. I'm not one to buy $400 sneakers. That is the craziest shit in my life I've ever heard. I'm just cool. And I got a pair of fucking, they're not house shoes. They're boat shoes.
Oh, okay.
Tommy Bahama boat shoes that I bought at Sam's for $19.99. No. Boat shoes. They're canvas shoes, like Sperry's.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I got them at Sam's for $19. I'm very, like, back in the day,
Chingas.
Taconazo. You had the fucking...
Man, I had the ostrich, had the gator, had the anteater. I had it all, bro. I was styling and profiling like Ric Flair with the starch. I even got the Q-tip with bleach and made the white line down the Wrangler.
Look at you, bro. Shit.
And then Stetson or no Stetson?
Oh, no. It had to be a Stetson and a Resistol 20X.
All right.
I had a cowboy block.
Right.
People had the turkey feather.
I'm not a cowboy. I'm not a big fan of cowboy. The only cowboy hat I use is the Stetson, the open road, and the other Stetsons, the fedora, not the kind of like a fedora type Stratoliner or what they're called. That's the only ones I rock, you know. And then,
you guys are talking a whole different language. I don't even know what you guys are talking
cowboy
about.
hats. Like
I'm just fucking around.
Dude, calm down, California.
Oh, yeah, we forgot we left.
Hey, when we moved here, I bought cowboy boots, bro. That's the first time I ever wore anything.
What?
We bought cowboy boots and we went to the Thirsty Horse, bro.
Were they hard? Like, oh, fuck, I got to get out of these fucking things.
Nah, they're not that bad, bro. I thought it was going to be worse. They weren't too bad, dude.
Do you walk open or do you walk straight? I'm just asking.
Hey, bro, I'm straight, bro. I'm not open to nothing, bro. Stop with your advances over here, all right, bro?
Because people buy boots for the first time and they walk like that.
I don't know. I do a cholo walk in my boots, dog.
Oh, you won't walk.
So, like, I got my first pair of boots. They were Gators, and they were gifted to me.
Nice.
They were gifted to me, but that's like everybody in the family gets a fucking pair of boots, right?
How old were you, bro?
Man, I was 21.
Oh, so I figured you had them since you were like little, dude.
No. Well, when we were
little,
we're
gonna wear them fucking twice a year.
When we were young, when I was a youngster, like when I was maybe 15, 16, then we had just the regular work boots, right? The fucking
the Red Wings.
Yeah, not the Red Wings. The ones from fucking Payless.
The ones that would scuff up and fucking look like eraser.
Yeah, you could fucking put them on in the fucking 80s, 86, right? You had those on. They look like fucking hush puppies with their boots.
Yeah.
But yeah,
with that fucking industrial string. You're like, I can't tie it. Amárratelo o te lo amarro yo.
Te los marros, desgraciado.
A ver, camínale para allá. Run. Oh, te quedan, ponlas.
So then we had like, I have the fucking, the Gators. But then you got to get the tractor sole because you're from the hood.
Oh,
you got to get that tractor sole.
I'm trying, bro.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but it sounds cool, bro.
Well, I haven't owned a hat in a long time, and I'm like a big ass head. I was telling them that I had picked up an Uber passenger, and he's like, "Hey man, I like your cap." It was a Mitchell & Ness Spurs cap, and I'm like, "Here, check it out." And he goes, "What size is it?" He goes, 8. He goes, "Damn, you should just wear a bucket." And I'm like, well, like, man, go to hell, give me back my cap, you piece of shit. He was cool because he gave me a tip, so I was like, I'll let you slide with that one. But yeah, I mean, I've gone to different Western places. I'm like, you got a size 8? God damn. I'm like, never mind. I just keep walking.
What's the best thing you love about Texas, man?
You know, like,
besides,
now you know what I like out here, dude.
What brought you out here?
What? Oh, okay, so it's kind of a long story, but so we own business just similar to this. We owned it in California, bro, and then we were in the process of opening a school, cosmetology school. Our own money, dude, like $250,000 in, and then fucking COVID hit, bro.
Ooh.
And California stayed shut down, bro. They got crazy out there for COVID, dude. It was ridiculous.
They had COVID snitches.
They had COVID snitches, bro.
Really?
Like, and fucking, you get yelled at for not wearing a mask, dude. It was fucking bad, dude. You couldn't eat in restaurants. It was like that for like a year, dude, out there. And the school got shut down. We weren't gonna be able to open, dude, because of COVID and all that. So we're like, you know what? We had already been talking about because they were doing crazy shit with the kids in school and like they got crazy out there, bro.
Right.
So we're like, we were already talking about it. Like, hey, let's go somewhere else. Let's get the fuck out. And then when COVID hit and we couldn't open the school and we lost all that money, we're like, fuck, that was the nail in the coffin, bro. We're like, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go somewhere where they make business easy, you know what I mean?
But what made you choose San Antonio or?
I had a dartboard up, dude.
Really?
Fucking Texas map, and I fucking threw it.
No, you didn't.
Nah, just fucking around.
Yeah, I
Dude.
was like, what?
Nah.
Sounds pretty good,
I
though.
was like, damn, I didn't know that story.
Isn't that like Coming to America?
Nah, bro.
You're like
honestly,
Pee Wee
bro,
Herman looking for the basement in the Alamo.
I remember a long time ago, bro, I had heard Eva Longoria, dude, talking about San Antonio one time. So it always piqued my interest to come to San Antonio, dude. So I was like, oh, this sounds cool out there. So we came right before we moved out here and checked it out. We liked the city, dude. It was cool.
It's almost like LA, right?
It's
It's a lot of
it's not too far from the culture we're used to, bro.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
It's definitely different, and you guys have your own stilo and everything.
Right.
But it was still similar, and you know, the city was nice, dude. We went to the river walk and did all that, and it was like, we could live here.
You're like, done. That's it. No more
Yeah.
fucking river walk. Just one. I've only gone to the Alamo once.
Yeah, for school, that was it.
The Alamo's boring, dude. But the river walk, every time somebody comes to visit us, we have to take them to the river
Oh,
walk, dude.
yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean? So
pretty
it's
cool.
like mandatory. So
Right.
we end up there every year at some point, dude.
That's cool, man.
But
During the holidays is the best time.
Right.
and we haven't made it to the light show. We still want to go for Christmas and all that. We miss out all. We're always
New Year's
working,
Eve.
dude.
Yeah,
New Year's
that's
Eve.
true.
We're always working. That's why we haven't gone to Fiesta either, dude. But
This is gonna be fun. I think I'm gonna start drinking. Like I'm gonna pick up drinking again just for.
let's do it, bro. Right here. Let's do it.
Bro,
Not today,
I'll be the best tour guide.
The best tour
For
guide.
both of y'all.
Oh, I bet. But the thing I like about San Antonio, dude, everybody's integrated over here. You see black with Mexicans, whites, everybody just kind of fucking.
It wasn't like
mixes,
that
bro.
before.
See, California, I think California's a lot more segregated than here, dude.
Well, I think that's what we used to be. That's what I'm saying. Like we like California,
Yeah.
but we used to be that way, and especially in the West Side, we were still that way, right? More on the
Yeah.
West Side, we're more segregated. But now I don't know, not too much in the West Side, but everywhere else is now it's more.
I see it really integrated. Like the first time we came out here, dude, I was driving and there was a construction crew right there, and there was black and Mexican on the construction crew, dude. I've never seen that in California, dude. My whole life, I never seen that, dude. So I was like, wow, what the fuck is this? This is crazy.
Like
So that's kind of what I like about Texas, dude.
Texas is unique, man.
And
That's for
it's-
sure.
You smell freedom here, dude. You just feel it. You know what I mean?
I'm glad
Oh,
you didn't
yeah.
go to Dallas or Houston because you wouldn't be here.
Nah, maybe not, dude. I don't
If you
know.
would have gone to Houston, you would have gone pissed. You would have gone to Dallas, you're like, hell no. But you ended up here. And I think this was your best.
I think San Antonio and I love San Antonio obviously because it's my hometown, but other than New Braunfels, San Antonio, all the way down, to the border cities, towns
Yeah.
is great, man. I love that whole scenery. I just love it all.
I like the valley, dude. We went down to the valley. I like it down. I like it a lot. If we would have went out there first, we probably would have moved to the valley, dude. To be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I
Well,
dig
you know what? You're probably right because the Valley has a lot of Californians and they bought up everything.
The food's good out there, dude. Food's real good out there, dude.
We'll make a road trip, bro. They have a mission, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Puro pinche valle. I'm sorry if I am, but they call it La Mía del Taco, the taco mile. And it's nothing but taco trucks. Boom, 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 boom. A mile worth of taco trucks.
it. How many tacos can you eat?
Dude,
Fuck.
but it's people, they love it because you can have birria, you can have taco de cabeza, you can have al pastor, you can have all different kinds, and it's all right there.
You gotta do a fucking taco crawl right there.
Yeah,
right?
well, shit, you could do that. Man, good luck with doing that shit. But the fact that you could do at least a couple at a time, just the fact that there's so much option, and that's why I tell people, dude, there's plenty to eat. There's plenty. There's no reason to hate on someone else. There's no reason.
Right.
That's why I tell people it's free 99 to share. It doesn't cost you anything at all. And I've always loved sharing all my friends' stuff. For example, yours, and push stuff. And sometimes I see people and I'm like, why don't you share things? Like, you just want to talk about yours, but you're like, no, Charlie, it takes away from mine. No, dude, there's plenty for everybody to eat.
Well, you ever heard that saying, dude? People, they like to see you do good, but not better than them, bro.
Correct.
I think it's a lot of that.
And that's the sad thing about our culture. That the worst culture is the culture Mexicana, where they're like, oh no, I don't want him to see him do good.
Yeah,
Not everybody's like that, but a majority are people like, oh, I know vale madre. Like, I wonder what he's doing. He's doing something else, or no está derecho, whatever. They make up stuff and they don't even know it, or they don't even talk to that person. But the fact that it's not good to be like that. Don't be like that. Share your friends' posts. Share your friends' information. Refer refer your friend's business.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I'm on different, and that's another reason I'm on there, because I get different ideas on social media, or at least that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But I'll see people like, okay, name me a caterer, and I'll drop your name. I'll drop another person's name, and or a realtor, and I know a bunch of people, and hey, where do I get my nails? Hey, go here. Where do I do this? And it's funny because at work they call me the Mexican Google. They're like, hey, where's the best place to go eat tacos? And I'm like, oh, I like going here.
The fucking yellow pages, bro.
Yeah, I'm like the Mexican Yelp. It's like, what about tire change? Oh, go see this guy's Sesto Tire and Rims. Like, I just happen to know a lot of people, And at the same time, I've been fortunate enough where my dad's always said that I have a gift, un don, where I can talk to anybody, and I'll hit them up. Hey, man, what's going on? Hey, you like podcasts? Oh, I love podcasts. Here's ours. And I'll hand out a sticker. I'm like, tune in. I go, you love it, I promise you. If you don't, then you don't. But if you do, you got a cool sticker and you get to watch it. And you get to meet one of the people on it.
There you go.
And then just bullshit like that, and then just keep going and going.
But you gotta be that way, man, in order to be any kind of business, right? You gotta
you gotta be a networker, dude.
You gotta be able to network and talk to people. You can't always be a badass, man. And that's why I hate, like, our people sometimes are just, you want to be a badass, that's all you want to do, just hold up the wall and be a badass. Look at mean mug people, and people like that don't really go anywhere, man. It sucks because they have potential to go somewhere. They just rather be a tough guy.
Yeah.
And I don't, even though we look like tough guys, right? I'm not, dude. I'm a cool dude, man. I think I am, at least. I like to talk to people and joke around and fucking do this and that and drink and whatever. Bro. And that's just what it's supposed to be, right? I fucking holding up the wall, being mean, mugging people.
Yeah, I mean, I think it wastes too much energy, and it brings the energy down wherever you're at.
Yeah, it does, dude.
Because, I mean, I know, and we mentioned, mutual Steve Perez. I mean, with Texas Beer Cartel, so the guy built it from the ground up,
right.
And he's put the South Side on his back, and he's carrying it, and he put it as a shield now. And not only is he carrying it as for himself, but he's bringing along everybody for the ride. And that's the great thing about the guy, and that's why he's so, beloved, I would say the word, but very well liked. And businesses ask him, hey, man, I need help. And he'll be the first one out there like, hey, man, let's get this growing. Let's do this. And people show up and support that business. And then that business promotes him, and it goes on, and it just builds up.
Well, you have to lift each other up, dude, instead of pulling each other down. Bro.
I mean, and that's the whole purpose of this podcast. We want to bring people up, hear the story, and because you never know, your story could touch 1, 2, 20, 30,000 people. Who knows?
No, it probably does, dude. They see you. You came from the West Side,
right? And
now you're in New Braunfels with you did the whole gamut, dude. Food truck, brick and mortar, catering, dude. I'm sure you're gonna inspire somebody, dude.
I hope so, man. I hope I can inspire somebody, man. If I can inspire one person and be like, I want to do whatever he's doing or do something similar to that, and it's not catering. It's just the work ethic you got to put into it and be inspired by somebody just because their drive.
Yeah.
Just be a driver, man. That's all you got to do. Because I've known, being from the Varrio, I've known a lot of vatos, like I just said, like mad dogging you, mean mugging you, and at the end of the day, those vatos are great fucking dudes. They'll build you a house in a day.
Oh, yeah.
But they just want to be in the hood and just be mean mugging you. And like, they just don't know what the potential they have because they haven't had somebody like you or me tell them, hey, dude, you could do fucking great. You're a great dude. Yeah. And you start talking to a person like, why are you acting that way? Why do you do this? Let me help you network. Let me help you do this. This is what you need to be doing. And no one's there to help them out. But people like us that we're just self-made now, we could do that. Go back to the barrio and help out some chavalones.
You know what I think it is too, dude? Is honestly, bro, being honest, a little bit of low self-esteem.
Right.
Like when you're doing bad and doing all that, you get your esteem from doing bad shit. Right. Like it makes you feel like you're tough and stuff because you don't have a purpose in something good or positive, dude. So you have low self-esteem. So that's the only way to like build yourself up is being a tough guy, bro. I mean that from personal experience, dude.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Tough guy don't pay the bills, right?
No.
Doesn't help others.
But sometimes you get stuck in that mindset.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But and it sucks because going back, and I hate going back to the past. Like, we didn't have, other than like I mentioned earlier, my fucking superhero was the dude that came out of prison.
Yep.
That was my superhero. And guess what he was doing? Stabbing, being a mean mugger, and shit like that, right? But if I had that one dude when I was younger and say, hey, bro, you're fucking great at what, you're whatever I was doing at the time. Like, man, you should fucking do this, and that.
Yeah.
And let me mentor you or whatever the fuck it may be. And I could have been a fucking lawyer. I don't know, whatever. But back then we didn't have people to let us know.
Or where would you be if you started doing the tacos back then, dude? At 17, 18, you know what I mean?
Fucking
You'd be the
Mi
fucking
Frijoles Taco Bell.
you'd be a taco millionaire, bro. You know what I mean?
I don't think you'd be our guest.
What
You'd be on Joe Rogan. You'd be
right, that'd be cool.
No, man, but I mean, it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, very inspiring story. Again, man, I'm proud of you, bro. You bring it all the time. Thank you for the swag.
Yeah, I appreciate the swag, dude. It's badass, dude.
Guys, make sure you follow our good friend Andy on all the social medias. You want to let them know?
I'm only on Facebook, Mi Frijoles, and Instagram. I'm just more word of mouth kind of guy.
And also,
If you got a party you want catering, make sure you hit this guy up because of food.
Yep.
I haven't had the pleasure of trying it yet, but it looks fucking
Want to
delicious.
bring up some?
eventually we will. And we also want to let you know that if you go on our website, you click on the Mi Frijoles logo, it'll take you directly to his Instagram.
Yep.
Follow him, share him, ask him DM for a catering gig you might have coming up, graduation, Mother's Day, Easter, etc. Whatever it might be.
It's not even about just the catering, man. If you guys have a question about, you just started a food trailer and you want some insight, and let me know, man. If you want to learn how to make salsas or whatever, hey, what do you do this and that? Let me know.
That's
I'll
badass,
be more
dude.
and show you, a couple of steps. I won't give you my
Personal ingredient.
ingredient.
Point you in the right direction.
I'll put you in the right direction.
I'll tell you what to buy at HEB.
Hey, no, but because there's some people might need that. Hey, how do I do this, and how do I get? I could help you if I can. I'll help you out.
To vote of confidence and if you inspire someone or even help them out, it goes a long way. And it's free 99. I promise you. If he charges you afterward, that's on you.
No.
But I know he won't because he's not like that.
I'm not like that.
But yeah, man, reach out to Andy. He'll help you out. Again, I can't tell you enough. Carnal, thank you so much for coming on
Thank
the
you, bro. We
podcast.
appreciate it, dude.
We appreciate you, man. In closing, guys, please like, follow, and share when you see this. And the next episode will get as good, if not better, and so forth and so forth. So we're hoping for a great season. I know I'm busting my tail. I know James is busting his tail. And I know Andy's busting his tail. So thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. Much love. As always, from the Que Pasa con la Masa podcast, I'm Hector.
What's up, James Round?
And that's Andy. Thank y'all so much. Have a great day.
Peace.
Laters.
Deuce.